local nonprofit aimed at helping people who have cancer is now expanding its reach. Gilda's Club of Madison will now be offering a support group for Spanish speakers. The organization says the free virtual meetings will take place the third Monday of each month starting April 15th. People of all ages with all types of cancers are welcome to attend. Officials say the new group is helping to break barriers and support people of all backgrounds going through cancer.
We have had members here who have done support groups with a facilitator who speaks Spanish as an interpreter in group. But we really felt that people would be, to reduce that communication barrier between folks, to just have a Spanish language support group and to be culturally and linguistically appropriate for folks.
Gilda's Club has been in Madison since 2008 with 50 support groups each month. The organization offers yoga and art classes and virtual cooking classes.